Hey guys, how we doing today? Coming at you for the daily briefing from the relative peace and quiet of the farm store, because in my house right now is How to Train Your Dragon 2 going on. Very loud. So, thought for today we'd hit some of these questions that you guys have submitted, and some of the more livestock ones we'll get into at a future point, but one I really wanted to touch on because this one comes up in a lot of places from a lot of different angles. Is hog farming profitable? Is any farming profitable? Not so much if you look at what is in the media and in the news today. It's an interesting question though to ask, is X type of farming, beef, pork, poultry, produce, crops, whatever, profitable? Because it's such a kind of an odd thing to happen anymore, that you would be in the business of farming to make a profit, and that be one of the criteria by which you are evaluating the enterprise that you're making your decisions with. If you think about it, in commodity agriculture, who actually sets the price? Does the dairy farmer set the price for milk? No. Do the corn and soybean farmers set the prices for their crops? No. Does the cow-calf producer set the price for his calves? No. Those are all at the whim and discretion of the commodity market. What is being paid for it? How many business models do you know of where the producer has very little influence in what the price of his product is? How hard do you think it would be to maintain profitability in that type of business model? It's a very weird place that we've gotten to in agriculture, where the producers are not setting the price. And you've probably heard the joke that farmers like to say, farmers buy at retail and sell at wholesale. And the other one, it's the quickest way to make $1 million in farming, start with $2 million. It's a notion, though, that really has to be confronted and challenged in order for us, as farmers, to break out of this kind of decline. I think you could say American agriculture is in. The average farmer age is getting older. Fewer people are coming into it. There's consolidation happening. The small independent producers are becoming fewer and fewer as this moves into a big agribusiness business model. So, coming back to profit, it must have a seat at the table in your decision-making processes for your farm. Because if you are not profitable, you are not a business. You are a hobby, maybe a charity. And nothing wrong with hobbies or charities, but if we are going to be in business, we must be in the business of generating profit. So how do we achieve that? A couple things. One, do not be ashamed or embarrassed to put profit into the calculation of what you would charge for your product. What's the most common way that farmers like to price products when they are, getting into the retail sector of this market is, and I see this post a lot, what's everyone charging for eggs? What's everyone charging for pork chops? Well, it doesn't matter what everyone else is charging for it initially. There's a time for a lateral look at what your competitors are doing. But the first question that you need to be asking is, what price do I need for my product to be profitable? It doesn't matter if I can do it cheaper. If I'm trying to compete with Joe Schmo over there on his price, if I'm not making a profit here at my price, you're going to be out of business before too long. So, 3 simple things to look at when how to set a price. You have what's called your cost of goods. COGS is the word that you'll hear a lot. This is your direct cost to grow the product. So if you're growing a beef, This would be the cost of, buying the cow, the hay it eats, the feed it consumes, the butchering costs, and so on. You have your expenses. These are things like the overhead of your business: salary, insurance, fuel, depreciation on your equipment. All these things that you're going to have to pay whether you do 1 cow or 10. You need to add those things together. You then need to add in what you want your profit margin to be. Labor does not come out of your profit, okay? The labor to produce the product needs to be locked into the expenses. You are in the business of putting your equity at risk by speculating to raise an animal or a crop. You should be rewarded for that risk that you are taking with your capital beyond just paying your labor and time to do the job. So your profit should be beyond your labor cost to produce the product. This should be established as a percentage for what you feel is appropriate. 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%. It's really a decision that initially you can make. What return do you want on your money for putting it at risk into this product that you're going to produce? So let's just say 20% is a good place to work with. We need to add those things together now. Cost of goods, expenses, profit. That will give you the price that you need to charge for your item. You can get more details, especially with livestock, by breaking down animal audits, carcass audits, cost of keep, cost of gain, all these other things to get where that number is going to be, say, for a pound of ground beef or a dozen eggs or so on. But that's getting into the weeds here. Cost of goods, expenses, profit will give you your profitable price, and that's where to start from. There's a place after that to look to the left, look to the right, see what the competition is doing, get feedback from the market, your customers. If your product is not moving, that's where you may have to look at, okay, can we cut some expenses down? Can we cut our costs down? Can we scale something up to achieve a big efficiency in this one area? But it has to start with that basic exercise. Now, circling all the way back to, is it profitable? Is what we do generating a profit? Yes, because we are using this formula to set a correct price. From there, we can see what the market will do. Does the market respond to us needing to make X on this product? If not, what can we do about it? Can we produce it cheaper? Or can we value add the product to a level that is more compatible with what the market wants to give for it? For instance, no one has a problem paying $2 for a piece of beef jerky. That, by the pound would be $30, $40 a pound. They might have a problem paying $5 for ground beef. It's an area to look at value adding. We would not be doing what we do if it wasn't profitable. And that can be a controversial thing to say in the farming community today, because it almost, I get the impression from some folks that that's kind of a dirty thing to say or want with the business, is to generate profit. And that if we can't find profit in something, we're going to try to work a way to where we can, or we're not going to do it anymore, because the purpose of our business is to generate profit. Underneath this umbrella of what our context is, what our ethics are, what's our approach towards ecology and animal welfare, all these things that would make up our context, of course. But you have to prioritize profit in what you're doing. So, is our hog operation profitable? Yes, it is. It's very profitable. That's why it's our centerpiece. That's why it's become the biggest thing that we do with our farm, is under our context. with the ground that we have here, with what the market can support, with the efficiencies that we've developed with this system, it is one of our most profitable endeavors that we do. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. I'd be wasting my time. And I know a lot of people do agriculture and livestock because they love doing a certain thing or certain animals. And the business decision does not factor in because they are using the external job to support their farming habit, their livestock habit. They're using the external capital stream of the town job to support it. You do not have that luxury when you make the decision to do this full time. If farming is going to be what pays your bills, what funds your retirement, what pays for your insurances, it has to be profitable or you will be out of business before you know it. So that's my a little bit intense for you here today, guys, for the daily briefing. But I say this because it's a cage that needs rattling. People need to wake up and understand that we should not apologize for building profit into our price, even if that means my price is $10 a pound for something. You cannot apologize for making money for what you do and the risk you carry and the toll this job will take on you every day. Never apologize for your price. Build profitability into your price point and find a way to make money with your farm. Till tomorrow, guys. I'll see you then.